Hey guys, so let's talk divorce. Brent Boyer from Adam here again. So I want to talk today about something that came up when I was meeting with a client for the first time and getting a sense of the history of their divorce, which had gone on before they ever came in to meet with me. They had had a divorce pending for a while, and I was really pretty shocked and horrified at what had happened with their divorce case up to this point at the time that they had initially contacted me, and then eventually I got to meet with them and really get kind of the whole history. And please don't forget to like and subscribe to the video. So met with this potential client, and they had filed for divorce, 9 to 10 months ago, and it was a divorce with children. So the duration, how long this had been going, made a little more sense because there is a 6-month waiting period when you have minor children. But in any event, divorce case filed. This person had hired an attorney who, by the way, I'd never heard of, so that didn't give me a good feeling because I've been doing a lot of divorce and family law over the years, and when there's a name I've never heard of, that's always a little bit of a warning sign. So this person had an attorney I'd not heard of. They filed it, and turns out the case had been filed, and then about 3 months later was dismissed for lack of progress, for no service. So what that means is his attorney filed the complaint, started the divorce case, and then went to get the wife served with papers and either never got them served or never turned in the paperwork to the court proving that they had served them. It's called a proof of service. So one of those two things happened, caused this person's divorce case to get completely just dismissed. No more divorce pending. The client didn't know any of that, and this went on for months. They were living separately. They had kids. They were working out custody, parenting time, support, trying to work out what to do with property settlement. The wife had no attorney and was proceeding in that way, so there was no one on the other side to really be checking on this attorney's work or giving a second opinion or moving things forward. So it turns out the attorney, the client, the person I was meeting with, the husband, this attorney did not know what they were doing. They did not know how to do a divorce case, and they hadn't done really much of anything. They had spent a lot of time and money and had worked out a temporary agreement, which then became invalid, was no longer valid once the divorce case got dismissed. So they never got divorced, never completed the case, and this person is then in limbo. But what then became even more shocking to me was that the client was unaware of this. And I mean, this divorce case was dismissed 6 months ago by the time I finally met with them, and by the time that they had heard from their divorce attorney that the case was no longer pending and had been dismissed. And so what's disappointing to find out, of course, is that the client could have looked this thing up on the internet at any point. There's a website for most of the Metro Detroit area counties. You can look up the status of your divorce case. It's public record. So this particular client was Wayne County divorce. So they can look right on the website and see when it was filed, see when the other person was served, see if they could have seen that there's a court date coming up. They had no idea. They didn't know they could do that. Their lawyer never told them. The lawyer wasn't doing their job, which of course the client doesn't know that that's going on. And in the end, they're now coming in to get help with a divorce that they thought has just been dismissed. Turns out it was dismissed 5 months ago. They had no idea. Nothing's been done. Nothing's pending. Nothing's going on. The temporary agreement that was reached, the deal that they made, is no longer valid and not enforceable. So that's all very upsetting to a client, of course. Not how you want to see things happening. So what you want to do, of course, is you want to get an attorney that knows what they're doing. If you're looking at divorce and family law, you want an attorney that knows divorce and family law. I mean, it sounds obvious, but it happens all the time where, at least from the meetings that I do with potential clients and with clients, it sounds like there must be a lot of attorneys out there telling their client, oh yeah, sure, I do a lot of divorce work. But come to find out they don't, because it's very obvious when someone that is more of an expert knows this area of law and is looking at what's going on and reviewing things with the client, and they're just shaking their head like, this is not making any sense. This is not how it should have gone. This is no good. The point of all this is you need to have an attorney that knows what they're doing from the start. You need to have someone that knows this area of law, knows divorce and family law, knows how to properly handle a divorce, knows every step of it, can walk you through every step of it so you know what the process is. you know what to expect. Part of the problem with this particular client when they had their former attorney is they never knew what to expect. There was no discussion of what's next, what's the next steps, what potentially is going to go on, how does this work, what's a typical duration for my divorce case, where are we going, what are we doing. So then when you don't know all that, you don't know to be asking questions or checking in with your attorney like, hey, I thought we were going to get a court date next month, and when's that? I thought that was going to be scheduled. You just have no way of checking on the work. That you don't know if things are being done. You don't know, is there progress? Are things moving along, or are they not? Other things in life you would know. If someone's doing a remodeling project, you can tell if work's not being done. If somebody's building a deck, you can tell. If whatever it is, you usually have some sense. You can check on it. You can ask questions. You check in with the person. With this attorney, they felt like they were working things out. They thought they had a temporary agreement. They did have a temporary agreement. So it felt like they're working on this the whole time. But then that this divorce case gets dismissed and the attorney doesn't tell their client for like 5 months is just hard to believe. It's crazy. So you don't want to fall victim to that. You want an attorney that knows what they're doing, somebody that does divorce and family law all the time. It's in their wheelhouse. And then you know that things are going to get taken care of, done the right way. And if there's problems along the way, you're in a better position to ask questions because you've been told what to expect. You know what's coming up front, and you know where you are. And it's more of a team effort towards this divorce case instead of the client never knowing what to expect and always being in the dark, and their attorney not filling them in on what needs to happen. So I think it was just kind of a lesson for us all. What happened to this particular client is definitely not how things should go, not what you should expect, and is no good. And there were some things that could have been done to fix it, but of course the client doesn't know that. So at that point it's too late. We got to start over. We start a new divorce case. Hopefully they have some things worked out. We think that they do, but it remains to be seen. But at least now they know what to expect and where we're going and what we're doing. So hopefully that helps. Any questions, of course, let me know. Thanks.